Well, a particular quote-unquote review of the upcoming Fantastic Four First Steps movie is getting some attention for probably the worst reasons imaginable. Though you could probably say it's one of the funniest reasons imaginable. In a tweet praising the upcoming Fantastic Four movie starring Pedro Pascal, Theo, who is a movie critic on X, made this tweet, and at first it may not seem like it's any big deal until you get to the very end of it. It says, quote, Fantastic Four is a masterpiece. The visual effects and score are a huge standout. Galactus is huge in IMAX. Now, if I stopped there, you could probably say that it was probably a little bit of phrasing issues and maybe a double entendre. However, it goes on. It's emotional and gives you hope. And then in one of the most unfortunate phrasings I think you'll ever see, it says, quote, it beats you off and doesn't stop. Stay until the end credits. No, that was not a misread. No, that was not something that I just put in there. That is something this person actually wrote and decided to post onto one of the biggest social media platforms out there. Now, as you can imagine, this post went super viral. The Critical Drinker went in and said, when your review goes viral for entirely the wrong reasons. Endymion chimed in saying, quote, Fantastic Four does what to you? Man Like King had his own take saying it beats you off real quiet, doesn't stop, and credits. Nina Infinity had said, quote, people getting beat off in Fantastic Four, that's one way to get people back to theaters. Sophia Norwich chimed in saying Disney must be desperate reviews if they're willing to do that to everyone. Some people were actually trying to get an hashtag fapping to Fantastic Four trending, and while it didn't do that, I would wish that it did. Fenrir the Ice Wolf had this to say, wait, it does what? Tony Polanco chimed in also saying it will what? Damien Carsale has saying, I had no idea cinemas were offering this kind of service now. Midnight Edge's Thomas Connors Jr. posted that famous Anchorman meme, boy, that escalated quickly, among other well-received quotes to this particular post. Now, if you think that Theo is angry that this got the attention that he might have not gotten, you might be mistaken because he seems to be a pretty good sport about it, saying, quote, holy S, we made it onto Real Rejects and they are laughing at this. And then said, someone said Fantastic Four. Now, granted, I had to take a few glances at this before it hit me as to what actually was said here. Because at first I was looking at it thinking, what was so wrong about it? Because it seemed as though it was like a AI generated thing, like you see in some of the media outlets that regurgitate what other people have said. So I thought maybe that was something that was going on. Maybe it was a more serious thing that was happening. But then I took a look and I started reading it, and then it hit me, that last line. And I gotta say, maybe that's why they decided to put the female Silver Surfer in there. We now know the real reason. And if that's the case, and if theaters can actually do that to some people, then I need a ticket to Fantastic Four First Steps. I need to test it out for science. I mean, we have the female Silver Surfer, we have Pedro Pascal. Oh wait, I don't know if we can say that about Pedro Pascal. But just the fact that he was a good sport about this and even retweeted Will Turner's tweet about this and his reaction to it shows me that he's not taking this too seriously, that he understands that he wrote something that how else could you take this other than the fact that the movie is going to stretch out like Mr. Fantastic and do something with their hand, I guess. I don't even understand how else you could describe that. And I'm trying to choose my words very carefully for YouTube because YouTube will YouTube sometimes. But I do think that they're going to even be understanding that this was a unfortunate choice of words. I mean, when they eventually put this onto Disney Plus, and you know they will, after the seizure warnings that they usually put on all Marvel movies anymore, they might put this movie has the potential to be interactive and will reach out and try to touch you inappropriately. And just the fact that he said this after he said it's emotional, it gives you hope. I wonder where that hope came from if the next words is that. Emotional gives you hope and it'll test your endurance. And then he says stay until the end credits. Everybody stays until the end credits when they go see a Marvel movie, by the way, because they always do this. They always put an end credit scene into their movies. It's like a trope at this point. But are they going to do this until the end credits? Is it going to reach out and touch you until the end credits? Because if that's the case, then this movie may last 4 hours. Good luck going in there if it's going to do this to you. Oh boy. But there you go. An unfortunate choice of words. I'm not sure what he was trying to say here. I'm not sure what he was attempting to say there. Apparently, Fantastic Four to him is a very good film. I don't know how other people are going to take this, given some of the news stories that we've been hearing about Fantastic Four First Steps. But yeah, this is the best marketing ploy I have ever seen. Just remember that those cup holders that are beside you on the theater, those are not glory holes, just so you are aware. But now that I've ran out all of my corny jokes about this or stuff like that, please leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Please leave your comments, like, subscribe, and of course ring the bell, because YouTube likes to give solutions for problems they themselves created. And of course, stay true to your mental health, and I will see you next time, as always, to be continued.